Welcome to our Njirati studio. We're located at the CTICC for the African Utility Week 2014. And with us we have Chandra Prakash, I hope I pronounced that correctly,
right.
Vice President EDMI, and your forte is sales in Africa and the Middle East.
That's right.
We were talking earlier, I had an interview with another company earlier, and they were just saying that perhaps Africa is not ready for smart metering, and that we should rather just stick to prepaid metering. We don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the skills, and we don't have the money. What is your take on that?
Yeah, no, maybe they may be right in the sense that there is no money.
Yeah.
But the main concept for this whole smart metering or smart prepaid metering project is generation of money.
Right, okay.
So money should not be an issue. And Africa, they always have an advantage that everyone thinks Africa is very far behind in technology.
Right.
But when they get the technology, the advantage is they get the latest.
Yeah.
So whatever we do in Africa, in telecom sector or in energy sector,
yes.
Always they get the benefit of having the latest technology in hand. So
Right.
in that sense, once they have a avenue to do the metering, which is very important for the utility to collect the revenue,
Okay.
they get the best of the technology that is available right now.
Yes.
Like most of the developed countries where they had already installed meters long time back, and they think those meters are still good to go.
Yeah.
So they don't change the meter.
Okay.
Whereas
right.
in Africa, everyone, we have opportunity to grow. We know the whole of Africa, the electrification is even less than 5 to 10%.
Yeah.
And now most of the countries, they are going into development stage, and they are doing electrification, urbanization, and also rural electrification. So when they go that, they have advantage that they get the best of the technology what they have as on date.
Right.
Which is the case in telecom, where you can see now every African has access to technology with with the telephones, with
Yes.
cell phones. No, they are in par with the rest of the world.
Okay.
And also they have access to internet, and there are even few countries where they do a money transfer, which is more advanced than even in the developed country.
Wow.
So yeah, they use the technology to the best, and in that context, I'll say that yes, there are plenty of opportunities.
The African utilities, are they calling out for smart meters? And if they are, why? What is driving the need for smart meters in Africa?
See, smart meter is nothing but having some intelligence in the meter, and what we call as two-way communication from the meter to the utility point. And in the earlier concept, the meters, they don't have any communication.
Okay.
So you don't know what is happening at the customer premises. We just assume that the meters which has been installed, they are working fine. And if you are not doing billing at the regular interval, the things are even worse, that you don't even know whether the meter is physically present there or not.
Right.
And once the attitude is set in the mind of people that no one is monitoring, they have the freedom to do whatever they want.
Okay.
And in that context, the generic meters, they might not be suitable. And that's why the smart prepaid meters will always be a good technology and a better way to get this market TAM.
What features does the smart prepaid meter have to offer? How is it different from just your bog standard prepaid meter? What can it do for me as a residential consumer?
That's right.
And the industrial and commercial consumer? What are the benefits?
That's right. The industrial customers and also the residential customer, the difference is just the amount of energy they're going to consume.
Okay.
So we as a company, we think that the utilities should go from top to bottom approach, that
Right.
most of the revenue comes from hardly 15 to 20% of the customers.
Okay.
Who are the
Sorry, top to bottom as in industrial, commercial,
industrial,
residential.
commercial, and then they come to residential.
Right.
And most of the energy tampering or energy lossage happens at the top level because
non-technical losses.
Non-technical losses,
Yeah.
because people think that by just manipulating the meter, they can do 10 to 20% or even 50% saving of the revenue. And for many industries, electricity is one of the raw materials. So that's the mindset in the people. So we always think that the smart metering solutions, the utilities, they should start with the top customers, which should be hardly 15 to 20% volume of the market, and implement the smart features, which can also have a smart prepaid meter. And once they have this in their mind, and the utility also, they get comfortable with the technology and they get the benefits. And many utilities we have seen, the moment you do the smart metering, they get their revenue 70 to 80% of revenue first day of the month.
Okay.
And also they have a facility to disconnect the customer in case they are defaulting in payment.
Right.
And that mindset, when it taken down to the residential customers, it is always good. But again, residential customer, the volumes are going to be too high. And maybe we did not just step in and say that this is the technology and this is the solution they have to use right away. Again, the utility needs to profile the residential customers. And what we see is 30 to 40% of the customers are not metered at all.
Wow, that's a huge loss
in
income.
That's right. So, and also they do the rapid rural electrification, and most of the places they are not being built properly.
Okay. So I mean, return on investment must be phenomenal.
That's right.
What time span are we looking at? You know, how quickly, say for instance, I am in an industrial business.
For industrial customers, we have a plan of we expect 3 to 4 years they can get return of investment, but most of the cases in less than 2 years they get back the money.
Phenomenal. Okay, and that is due to non-technical losses or technical losses in industrial sector?
That's right.
Both?
Both. It's mostly non-technical losses, which is...
and the utility gains in the sense that, you know, it can pick up any tampering.
That's right.
Or non-payments.
At least they can put the concept of awareness in the customer's mind, so that they are aware that they are being monitored always by the utility, and so they also think that better they don't play around with the meters.
Okay, all right. Then what we did here was perhaps we don't have enough data analysts, because obviously smart meters is going to bring in this big data that the utility needs to decipher and to analyze.
That's right.
And then act upon it.
That's right.
Because it's all very well getting all this data, but do we have the skills on this continent? I know that there's a huge data scientist skills gap, and they're struggling to find data analysts.
No, that's
overseas.
not required, because
you
just bring in the technology in a way that it can be used easily by everyone.
Okay.
And in this case, we are talking of bringing proper data analysis packages for the utilities, and also understand what the utility actually needs. And then if you can match these both, I think definitely they can do. And we cannot say that the utilities, they are not technically backwards, because they are updated with almost all the related technology, and thanks to internet, like whatever we say, people just go on the internet and get all the information.
It's true.
So it's really, it's easy for people now, like the companies who wants to work here, they need to understand the utilities requirement and try to offer a product which matches the requirement, instead of just forcing on what we have. Or we cannot say that a technology and a solution which works in Ghana has to be used by a customer in Kenya.
Right.
Because Africa is a different, it's a huge continent, and it's completely different. So it needs to be addressed to wherever market which people are working, and need to understand the requirement and deliver the solution.
Absolutely. And then my follow-on question was, so we take on these smart meters, but don't you need an accompanying smart grid? You know, what's happening with the African infrastructure? Does it require a huge overhaul, a huge change to the infrastructure to bring in these prepaid smart meters? Do they need to spend quite a lot of money on infrastructure as well?
Smart grid, definitely it requires huge investment, because most of the infrastructure which is very old, and it is not applicable only to Africa, it applies to almost the whole world. People, they don't want to just change the infrastructure just to give 5 to 10% improvement in the system. So yeah, it is not that a smart grid, yes, it is a huge investment which requires, but at least the meters where the revenue is flowing in for the utility, they are always happy to do additional investment. And the smart meters obviously provides a tool for them to be monitoring continuously.
Yes.
And give awareness to the consumers that the meters are being monitored. And bring in awareness for everyone.
Right.
And it helps the utility to be in service with their customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I'd imagine that would be even more customer, a lot more customer engagement where there was none
That's
before.
Right. That's right.
There is now this two-way communication. I mean, the meters that you are talking about, are they helping the customer save energy, save money?
That's right.
So there's a lot more engagement there with the customer than there was before.
It's basically having an engagement with the customers and claiming or informing them that what they are using is in par with the technology the whole world is using.
Surely there must be a lot of customer strategy surrounding this. So, utilities have to really be on the ball with introducing smart meters to customers as well to try and get them on board, because it's all very well having a meter up on the wall, but you've got to actually use it. Do you find that the marketing and the customer engagement strategies, are they efficient enough? Do you find that people, consumers are on board? They want to save money, they want to use these meters, or is there a general...
No, that's the general mindset in the customers that you bring in expensive technology, they think, yeah, they are being charged more.
Yeah.
But they may realize over a period of time with proper case studies, and the utility needs to understand and appreciate the usage of the technologies.
Yeah.
And once they do that, they need to pass it on to the customers and make them aware of what is happening with the new technologies. Yeah? People always look forward for new things to happen.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, and then what is your focus in Africa? Which countries are you focusing on? Are there countries that need smart metering more than others?
Yeah, see, we as an EDMI company, we are new in Africa.
Yeah.
So that means we have the whole African market open for us.
Yeah.
So we have not been fixed to any one geographical location that our factory is in South Africa, so we first attend South African market.
Right.
So we are anyway outside Africa, and when we come inside Africa, we are open. Wherever the opportunities are there, we are going there and we are trying to establish ourselves. And our company, we believe in customer relation and getting engaged with the utility, and that's how we have been working worldwide.
Yeah.
And we use the same concept here. So we observe where all the opportunities are available, and whichever opportunity is there, we work closely with the utility and ensure that they are properly supported.
Okay. So from what I understand, there's plenty of opportunity in this market. The African utilities want the smart meter.
That's right.
They're calling for the smart meter, it's obviously a good business to be in. Just with regards to the conference, have you found any trends? Have you been disappointed in something? Have you been quite excited about a particular trend that you've heard about or seen at the conference?
We couldn't spend much time in the conference because we are mostly focused in our exhibition area, meeting our customers. But from what we understand is the challenges are same. Either it is in Africa or in Europe or Asia, what we can see is the area of concern is same. Whatever the difficulties which is being faced in European utility is same as the challenges which are being faced by the African utility. And I think this is going to help everyone to come at a common solution which will be useful for everyone.
Can only learn from the others, eh?
That's right.
It's ridiculous to reinvent the wheel. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I wish we could speak longer.
Sure, thank you.
But I hope that you enjoy the rest of the conference and that you enjoy much success out of it.
Yeah, thank you.
To our viewers, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Please remember that you can catch all the other interviews that we will be carrying out over the next 2 days at the conference. And please do enjoy them.
Thank you.